Okay, so got a little surprise this morning. The lunch that I told you about, it's in your and Terry's honor today. Yeah, that's why we're having it. So Terry, I need you to come up here. She's talking. Can someone let her know I need her to come up here?
Here, she's coming.
Oh, she's here. Okay, good. And then, would it be sacrilegious for her to sit here?
Oh, she can sit right here.
I don't think lightning will strike the building or anything. We'll give her a minute. I know you don't like this, but Donna told me to do it.
You shall sit here.
So the food will be brought at 11:15 and served at 11:30, so we have time. Lori is over there taking care of that. And when we get over there, we've decorated it this week, and there's two places for Mike and Terry to sit, and then we'd like to have them go through the line first, if you guys don't mind. So the ladies have gotten together. This is for your anniversary, right? So we have 2 cards that everyone signed for you guys' anniversary.
Thank you.
Isn't that cute how you hold your arm? That's really cute. Okay.
We still like each other.
You still like each other?
Yeah.
I have no idea what. Anyway, so now we'll get serious. Okay. So today we are honoring Mike and Terry for serving God here alongside us for the past 8 years, started in 2014. You know, Mark Twain once said that behind every great man is a great woman. Of course, he was institutionalized when he said that, but today is probably more politically correct to say alongside of every great man is a great woman, and I'm sure you would agree. So we'll start with Terry. So we have all seen Terry, how hard she has worked, put in tremendous effort here to help the congregation grow, and has done so without any fanfare. Shortly after coming to our church, Terry started the Baby Bank. This was the first major community outreach program that we have had for many, many years, if not forever. We have watched the Baby Bank grow leaps and bounds every year under her direction. The Baby Bank has brought help to more than 600 families in 8 years. Amazing. The Baby Bank has been established to provide clothing and other support for children that are less fortunate in our community. It has established itself as a premier social program in our community. It's very well organized and efficient, and could have not been so successful without the direction of Terry. I think Terry would agree, though, that the Baby Bank could not have been as successful without the help of everyone else. And with support of Donna and Katie and Everett and Pam, I was able to assemble a list of people that have helped. And hopefully I haven't left anyone out, but if I did, you know who to blame. So Donna and Joyce and Pam and Kim and Gloria and Kathy, Chris Harper, Bernadine, Katie and Everett, Jim Williams, Babe, Mike Ashby, Vivian, Rose, Shirley, Joanne, Judy, Ann Williams, Bernice, my sister Gail.
Yeah. It's okay, Mark.
Keith Alley and Alan. In addition to running the Baby Bank,
We miss Gail. We miss Gail.
Okay, thanks. In addition to running the Baby Bank, Terry has also helped out each Sunday with the WebEx, and is always right by Mike's side when someone needs a prayer or a hospital visit. Terry is a great example of not only what a minister's wife should be, but also what a Christian should be. So Terry, we are thankful for your commitment and the service you have provided alongside us to God here in our congregation. I'm okay, Doug. Thank you. Mike. As we look back at the past 8 years, it'd be very difficult to list all of the things that Mike has done for our congregation. Mike and I talk about it every week. We just are amazed at things he does that we don't even know about. From the very beginning, it was clear that the church had hired a man of high intelligence, wisdom, compassion, sincerity, and of course, a very strong work ethic. Above all, we've seen a man that walks the walk and talks the talk as a Christian. He has taken on several roles: preacher, minister, teacher, and elder, and he's given 100% of himself to each role. History has shown that when congregations and its members are behind the minister, they give willingly, and they give freely, and it allows the church to grow and continue. Adversely or conversely, we've also seen here in our church many years ago where people weren't behind the preacher, and when they aren't behind the preacher, unfortunately they withhold their contributions, and has caused some damage to the church. But through COVID and through all the stuff that the church has been through the last 8 years, including losing a lot of members that were very good givers, we have maintained a very strong contribution level, and it really hasn't faltered at all. And because of that, we were able to do outreach programs and things in our community that probably wouldn't have been able to do if people didn't believe in Mike so much. Mike's sermons have always been very interesting and thoughtful and very thought-provoking. No one worries about what time it says on the clock and what time we'll get out of here, because he has created in us a desire to learn.
Mark, your nose is growing.
Believe me, I'm choking up trying to get through this. He has created in us a desire to learn, and he has done that more than anyone I've ever known here at the church. I'm here a long time. Is your head growing? That's what I want to know. And it's evident that he has created in us a desire to learn, because if you come on Wednesday morning, there's like 15, 16 people in the midweek, and then they have it on Wednesday night, and there's more there. And then there's still Sunday morning. So I don't know that I've ever seen a congregation that wants to learn more from the minister than this one here. So Mike also interjects his stories into his sermons.
Yeah.
It's coming. And we love the stories, and I really do. I tease him about them all the time, but unfortunately lately we're seeing a little lapse in his memory, and he's starting to repeat the stories. If you recall, 2 weeks ago we had the electric wheelchair story. That was kind of a snoozer. I didn't care for that one. The sermon was going great, and then 2 weeks before that we did the honeymoon totem pole story. Do you remember the honeymoon totem pole story? Yeah, you're confused. Anybody would be. So Mike gets married to this wonderful lady, and he decides to take her to a private island. Now I'm sitting there listening, thinking, wow, this sounds really good, romantic, to take her to a private island. And they get there, and they look at totem poles on their honeymoon. Totem poles. Now, if I'd have known that's what you do on honeymoons, I'd have saved a lot of money. So there's all kinds of things to be learned by Mike Ellick. So, Mike, we would like to simply say thank you for your commitment, your leadership, your knowledge, your stories, your service to God in this congregation. We're all looking forward to worshiping with you for many years to come. Mike and Terry L.
Thank you, Mark.
Okay.
Now, no,
Well, Band-Aid is just pulled up, so give them a few minutes to set up.
I have something to say now.
Oh, of course you do. James, can you shut him off so we can...
No. No. No, I've got more stories that you haven't heard yet. But first of all, I'll say about Terry that I couldn't do what I do without her. So we really are a team. And I appreciate, all her dedication, helpful criticisms on the way home, on sometimes, she really has her heart and soul into what goes on here. So I'm so thankful for that. When I can remember my first thought when I met the congregation 8 years ago, that I had two thoughts in my mind, and it really hadn't changed. And number one, this was a congregation that needed to be loved. Let's face it, there have been some times in the past, I'd heard there'd been some fighting. This was a congregation that needed to be loved. And number two, Part of my job was to help people get home. I've helped over 25 of this congregation go home to be with the Lord. And I feel that's a valuable thing that people, as we hit the sunset of life, I want people to go to heaven hopeful, excited, can't wait to get there. And so part of my job has been to remind people of our home in heaven and to help people go home. It grieved my heart in the past to see folks that as they approach the point of death are fearful and anxious and, full of doubts. I want people to go home excited. Yes, we miss them. And when you talked about Gail, man, I miss Gail. I miss Gail. And I can see the different people where they used to sit here, and I miss them. See, I don't miss Keith, but I sometimes still laugh about some of the stuff he said, but part of my job, I think, here is not only to just preach, but to give you confidence that when it's time to go home, you can be excited. We're here because of the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ, and we're going to heaven because of the resurrection. And it's the greatest privilege I have to represent Christ in the sense of being able to talk about his resurrection so that when the end of life comes, you're not afraid. It's time to go home. And that our brothers and sisters that are there waiting for us, the cloud of witnesses, the stones on the side of the building, that we remember folks, that's part of what I believe my job is. And so, I hope to be here till my name's on the stone out there. We'll see, Somebody asked me at hospice, how long are you going to work hospice? I said, till I'm on it. So, so that's, but thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we've said this before, and I sincerely mean it. The congregation has given us more than we've given you. And that is truly, that is the truth.
You said they were a congregation that needed to be loved.
Yeah.
They're a congregation that's very easy to love.
Terry said that, I said that the congregation just needed to be loved, and Terry said, and it's a congregation that's easy to love. So, yeah, that's true. So, thank you. Thanks, Mark.